Welcome to Oyate Today. Oyate means the people in Lakota, brought to you by Skull Construction.
Hi, welcome to Oyate Today. I am your host, Richie Richards. Oyate Today is produced by Tim and Jackie Gallego. Our guest tonight is Dr. Sandra Ogunremi, Senior Diversity Consultant for Regional Health. Thank you for being here, ma'am.
Thank you so much for having me on your show.
Now, Dr. Sandra Ogunremi, could you talk to me a little bit about, well, for those of us who are not aware of who you are, could you give us a little bit of background information on yourself?
I am the Senior Diversity Consultant for Regional Health. I have been a part of Regional Health for 10 years this May. I am also an Assemblies of God ordained minister, and I truly just love God, love people, and I'm committed to making a difference.
Sure. Now, how did you become, because I know you've been at Regional Health for 10 years, but how did you become interested in the work that you're doing for Regional Health then?
I've always had a passion for helping underserved communities. I've always had a deep desire to be part of the change that I want to see. And so when Regional Health gave me that opportunity in 2008 to begin to work in different communities on the reservations in our communities here in Rapid City, it was a wonderful opportunity, a dream come true. So every day I get to go to work, not working, but making a difference.
Sure, I bet it's very rewarding then.
It is very rewarding for me.
Definitely. And so you began in May, well, 10 years ago in May at Regional Health. And since then, you've been involved with this job shadowing program, which brings Native American students and other students to Regional Health for, I guess, some job shadowing at the facility there. Could you talk to me about that?
Yes, we actually began that under the leadership of our current CEO, Mr. Brent Phillips, and he said to us, invite people into our healing environments, go to the different reservations, to the different schools, and invite students in to come and see and learn about the many aspects of healthcare. You know, people think healthcare just has doctors and nurses, but we have a variety of professions, from respiratory therapists to pharmacists to food services, environmental services, plant operations, marketing, IT. I can go on and on and on, and bringing the students in to see that they could be just almost anything they wanted to be has been very rewarding. So we began that in 2015 under our current CEO.
And so what schools are involved with this program then? What schools have been to Regional Health? Just some of them.
We've had so many schools, and I don't want to miss any out, but you know, we've had Todd County recently. As a matter of fact, a week and a half ago, we had 3 schools come through. Todd County with Deanne, the Oglala Lakota Virtual School, Melvin has been into our healing environments.
Sure.
We've had Sherry Ricketts, who's come in with her students from Pine Ridge Reservation. We've had Asnia, who's come several times with select students from different schools to our healing environments. And one of the nurses who actually works with me, Jill Aberesk, went to school in Todd County.
Wow.
So she has a very great passion for the students, in addition to Ashley Yonkin, who just lives you know, not too far off from the Pine Ridge Reservation. So we just have teams of students come in. Melvin Sierra, who is part of the virtual school, he's just been a great person to work with. We've worked with so many people that just, given a few names, it makes me feel like I'm not doing justice. So for everyone watching the show, we appreciate all the students that have come in, hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds. We take them around, we show them different things, we provide them a meal, we, you know, just encourage them to explore.
And so what departments are they allowed to shadow in then? What departments, I mean, do they get to choose a specific area, or is it kind of something that they're chosen for them? How does that work then?
The first time they come in, we kind of work through, before they arrive, the different departments that they might want to see. We want to show them a broad, you know, just a variety, broad spectrum of different areas that they could potentially see themselves in. So we offer them different opportunities, and then we fine-tune it with the school. Usually by the time they come back the second time, they have certain areas they want to see. Say, for instance, Asnia with Tracy Zacher, who's been back 3 times. She's the president of ASNEA, works with one of our physicians, Dr. Hasvold. And the first time they came, they did doctors for a day. They just wanted to explore that. The next time they came, a year later, they did nursing for a day in different aspects of nursing. This third time that they've come out, they wanted to do EMT and urgent care and simulation. So, you know, we try to go with the desires of the teachers, instructors, organizations, and the students as they hone down what area they might want to branch into.
Is it possible then for a student, say, that was interested in this particular area but got exposed to this other area and just kind of did a complete turn towards that other direction then?
We've had that. You know, we've had students who came in and wanted one area, but in talking with some of our providers and our caregivers, they discovered that they had a passion for something that they had not even heard of. You know, when you think about the healthcare industry and arena within organizations, there's so many different things. And even if you want to do IT, there's so many aspects of IT that when you start interacting with people, you discover that this is what I really want to do. So we've had lots of students, you know, come across an area that they hadn't thought of, but that fits their passion more. And we've invited students to come back when they're in rapid to schedule time with us if they're not coming with the school, and we'd arrange for them to even have one-on-one time.
And so what would be the goal for regional health for this particular program then?
Our goal is to have the students understand that if they get that piece of paper called a high school diploma, the world opens up to them. They can walk into our healing environments and get a job because we do require a high school diploma or a GED equivalent. So we want them to know, don't drop out of school. Get that piece of paper. We tell them that over and over again. We share the different not just the job descriptions and the job duties, but the salaries of what the ranges could be for them and how they could continue to develop and grow, and how when they do come on board, we have opportunities for tuition reimbursement that you can come in with a high school diploma and you can end up wherever you want to end up, and we have people talk to them about that. So the message I give all the students and that we encourage all of our instructors to give them is get that piece of paper. And you can come and work with us.
And so has there been any students or schools or teachers that's kind of stood out to really push this program then, as far as, you know, I know you mentioned some earlier, but, you know.
We've had Melvin, Sierra, who's really pushed this with the Oglala Lakota Virtual School. We've had Deanne Eastman from Todd County, who's really come, and these are people that have come multiple times. Tracy Zacher from ASNEA, Sherry Ricketts. We've just had a variety of teachers that have been advocates for the students and have brought them, just a whole bunch of them. And we're very thankful that they do that for the students and that they care about the students and that they come bring them over and over and over, different groups of students over and over again to our healing environments.
Sure. And so now, do they actually get like hands-on experience then? Are they actually
Absolutely.
in? And could you talk a little bit about that then?
As we had, like for instance, the one we had just about a week and a half ago, they had some simulation, and they were all into the simulation that they were doing, and we'll have some pictures to show. They had their hands in it, and these are. They could check the heart rate, they could check, you know, the pupils dilate. They were all into it. We have them go through the lab where they look under the microscopes. We have them do imaging where they look at images of different things. We have them do surgical simulations, just hands-on. They go into the pharmacy and they see all the different drugs and they get to hold things and look at them and talk with people. So it's hands-on because, you know, for students, you don't want to sit them in a room and lecture them. You want them to touch.
Yeah.
To feel, to experience.
And so here's a couple of the photos that you had brought in. Could you kind of tell me what's going on in those photos?
Well, here is some of the students that I had mentioned earlier that have come in through ASNEA. And there are students that are hand-selected from different schools, 4 different schools that they bring them just to have an experience for a day. And this is Tracy's 3rd time bringing in the students. Completely wonderful. Here is Tracy over here, and here, this is Jill Abarisk, whom I work with, and at the very end in the yellow shirt is another one of their instructors. I mean, they just do a phenomenal job.
You can see on their faces they're very excited.
Yes, and some of these students, again, third time coming to regional, fine-tuning what they want to become.
Sure.
And you can see over here them looking, you know, I talked about the pupils dilating. This is, you know, in everyday English we'd say a dummy, but these are dummies that behave like humans. You know, they're hard, they can have a heart attack, that you can resuscitate them. I mean, the students learned all sorts of things working with it, and you'd be amazed that the students were not grossed out. I mean, some people don't want to touch a dummy that acts like a human. No, they were all up in it. They wanted to see everything and feel it respond.
You could tell by the photos there's a genuine interest from the students, and they're very interactive with that. So.
Yes, and you can see over here in our hospital in the surgical, they're having a surgical simulation. You can see the students just loving it. They're in their scrubs, they have their badges, they're feeling like they are a part of saving lives. And so every time they come, we want them to have that positive feeling, the emotions. We can be this, we can do this, we can come in with our high school diploma and begin to create our career path.
Sure.
And so we are very thankful
Sure.
for our leadership, our CEO saying, bring the students in. My boss, the VP of HR Operations, Tresha Moreland, who says, we will pay for their lunches, you know, and also Paulette Davidson, our COO, who said, bring them into our healing environments, bring them into all the regional health facilities. And so they even went to the urgent care. So they just explored different areas. And so we're just thankful that we can do this for our students.
Sounds like a wonderful program.
It is wonderful.
Not only for the Native American students, but for regional health and the community. So, Doctor, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we'll hear a little bit more about the awesome programs at Regional Health.
Native American children make up 20% of our school system in Rapid City. Rural America Initiatives, we have a capital campaign going on to build a first-class structure for these children. They've survived for 25 years in modular structures. It's time to bring them together to see this become a dream for these children come true.
Please consider donating to Rural American Initiatives and all they have to offer, from Head Start to high school, in empowering American Indian youth in succeeding in their goals.
You can't predict life's ups and downs. You just give it all you've got to stay on top. But it's easier with a partner like Security First Bank. Since 1898, we've been riding with you through the country's biggest ups and downs. And this is where we'll stay. Security First Bank, a relationship you can count on. Member FDIC.
You know, it's really busy in the coffee house, not just in the morning, but all day long. And it's really important that we serve our customers hot coffee that's ready for them when they're ready for it.
We get that, Michelle. And our team at Black Hills Energy will make sure you have the electricity you need to keep that Java nice and hot. Speaking of hot Java, how about a cup for the road? Black Hills Energy. Life sponsored by Energy.
Nier na mier, ehash unkichi trokecha shni. Wiki ampete yuchla hinapcha, chawamblake sa. Nish wiki walaka cha, hechutu wanjicha. Mitakuye oyasi.
Hi, welcome back to Oyate today. Our guest once again tonight is Dr. Sandra Ogunremi from Regional Health. Well, she's the Senior Diversity Consultant for Regional Health. Thank you once again for being here, ma'am.
Thank you for having me. It's been great.
And thank you for the work you're doing with our Native students. I really appreciate that. In May of 2015, there was a nurse from Regional Hospital here in Rapid City who was let go for a racial remark made on social media. Now, the Unity rally that followed that incident took place out on the campus of Regional Hospital there. That was a turning point for Rapid City. Many things have happened as a result of that. Can you give me a little bit, some of your thoughts on that particular time period?
I will always remember that day because our CEO asked us to come and have a solidarity rally, uniting together as one, saying that the city regional health would not tolerate anything that was race, that was negative, that was race, that was based on racism or discrimination or stereotypes, biases, or anything that would put minorities in a negative light. And that was the first time that I had witnessed personally someone standing up. I had read about it, I had watched it on TV, I had seen it on social media, but to be part of that on May 12th, it was a Tuesday, 2015, having our CEO stand up as a powerful white man saying we will not tolerate racism or bigotry did something that I can never fully articulate. There were people that were standing together. We had about 300 people. Some were crying because they finally had someone speak up for them. And having someone who was powerful of the majority speak up for minorities was very powerful. People wept, people held hands, strangers hugged, strangers cried together. And that was a huge turning point for our city because someone stood up.
A part of what came out of that was the cultural awareness education that's done at Regional Health. Could you talk a little bit about that then?
Shortly after that rally, we began to say, how do we help people understand each other, the frame of reference, culture, how you process information, how I process information. I always go back to the frame of reference. So we began teaching cultural awareness. Our first cultural awareness was actually at a leadership summit with 400 leaders. We talked about things that typically prior to our CEO coming, we never talked about. And we had that and it was wonderful, well received, positive. I taught that class.
Sure.
And then we launched it across the organization. Over 40 classes, not just the organization, different health organizations within South Dakota, SDMGMA, SADAHO, national conferences speaking on this topic because people don't know how to talk about race relations. You know, people shy away from it. It can be a positive conversation. It can be uniting. And so we just started embarking on that. As a matter of fact, 2 days ago, I taught a class in one of our healing environments to people who provide care in an area, and the class ended at 7 p.m. and everyone stood up. It was a standing ovation.
Wow.
I was shocked.
Wow.
And I recorded that. I'm going to put it on, I'm going to use it for something. I mean, it was spontaneous. They all stood up, they were clapping. And I went home feeling like we've got it. We're doing the right thing. People are receiving the message, and we continue to focus on that. We've invited external organizations in. We partnered with the Great Plains Tribal Chairman Health Board to come and teach us about spiritual beliefs and to teach us about Lakota family values. And so we continue to bring in speakers and continue to work on that. We developing different courses, having a cultural diversity gathering.
Sure. Now, what is the diversity gathering then, the cultural diversity gathering?
The cultural diversity gathering is an opportunity for caregivers to come together over the lunch hour, an hour, and we have different topics every month. And we hundreds of people, our last few gatherings, have come over the lunch hour just to learn. We've also partnered with Healers and Transformers, and we have the one that we open to the community, and they come in over the lunch hour once a quarter, and we bring in Lakota elders to share and to talk from their heart and for us to learn. So we are just, really focusing on that education.
Sure.
So that people can understand how to relate with one another.
One of the little known facts that even myself as a journalist, I'm pretty informed about what's happening in our communities, in our area. But one of the things I was impressed with what Regional Health is doing is that there's 2 safe houses for suicide prevention in Pine Ridge. Could you talk a little bit about these safe houses?
Yes, we had a suicide crisis a few years ago, and it was almost every week or so there was a suicide. It escalated over a certain period, and it was really bad. And our CEO, I had a meeting with him, and I said, he mentioned safe houses, and I said, what can we do to get them? And so in partnering with Black Hills Habitat for Humanity, Scott Engman, the executive director, Superior Homes, Jim Skall, and his construction company and Regional Health, our CEO, Mr. Phillips, we got these houses constructed, built on IHS premises for them to use as they deem best to help with suicide prevention, whether it be through having the places for the potential victims, through spiritual healing, whatever they deem best. We put those homes there, turn it over to the IHS, and we said, you do what you need to do to help with healing so that people don't feel like they have to commit suicide. Let them have a safe place to stay. Let them have a safe place to reprieve, you know. And so it's just one of those things that I am very thankful that we were able to do, and to partner with so many different organizations, including the IHS that provided the land for it. It just, 5 different organizations came together.
Sure.
And we need more of that in our community.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dr. Sandra, we're going to take a break, but I really wanted to thank Regional Health as well as the other organizations that came together for suicide prevention in Pine Ridge. That means a lot to me, so thank you. We're going to take a break and get a word from our sponsors. When we get back, we'll learn a little bit more about the work of Dr. Sandra Ogunremi as well as Regional Health.
Our future is our children. Their hope is you. Hi, Jeff Bridges here. Help our children grow strong for the next 7 generations. 20% of Rapid City school children are Native American. Many come from difficult situations, experiencing hopelessness and despair. Rural America Initiatives brings hope and opportunity, one dream at a time, one child at a time, one family at a time. Please, make a tax-deductible contribution. Be a part of the dream.
Native Sun News has been voted the best weekly newspaper in its class for 2015 by the South Dakota and North Dakota Newspaper Associations. You can find a copy of the Native Sun News at many businesses and vending machines in Rapid City and the surrounding area, and on all 9 reservations. We publish every Wednesday, so advertisers and subscribers can reach our diverse readership by calling 605-721-1266. The Native Sun News covers the other side of the story.
Thank you.
Kindness. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
The aftermath from the recent hurricanes and tropical storms have devastated thousands of communities. You can help the millions of Americans who are affected by these storms. Show your support today. Go to our app or blackhillsfox.com/hurricane relief and make a donation today.
Hi, welcome back to Oyate Today. Once again, our guest tonight is Dr. Sandra Ogunremi from Regional Health. Thank you once again.
Thank you. It's been fun thus far. Thank you for having me on your show.
It's been very informative. I thank you very much. Could you talk to me a little bit about the Medicaid Enrollment Initiative and how you're working with the tribes in this particular effort?
This is an initiative that we launched a year and a half ago because we realized that many people were eligible for Medicaid but did not understand that they were eligible. And when you are eligible for Medicaid, you can, if you do get the Medicaid, you can go to any healing environment within Regional, any facility outside of Regional, any healthcare organization. You can walk in with a card. That was a passion that was born because we began to understand that with the CHISDA restrictions, contract health service delivery area, someone who might be living in Rapid City might have to go back to Cheyenne River for a procedure, a minor procedure because of the CHISDA restrictions, or have to go to Rosebud. And I don't know about you, but I don't have that restriction with my health care insurance. If I go to DC and something happens, my insurance will pay a percentage of it. And so we began to think of how can we help people not have to go back to a certain hospital to receive their care if they need care, or wait to see if the government will approve payments through the funding opportunities or the lack of funding. We just wanted to remove as many barriers, and we partnered with several different organizations, Susan Hospital, The Hope Center, people go, we do registrations there, Community Health Center, Pine Ridge Hospital, Oglala Lakota College, going in there to do enrollments, just a lot of different places. We've been to Mother Butler to do enrollments, LNI, Lakota National Invitational events, been there to do Medicaid enrollment, and we started this a year and a half ago. We've had over 600 people fill out applications, and this is not done every single day, so just for the number of days that it's done, people fill out enrollments. Half of those have been qualified for Medicaid, just making a difference so that people can receive care wherever they want to. And that is Regional Health's mission, helping patients and communities live well. Communities live well.
Sure. Could you talk to me a little bit about Regional Health's involvement with community conversations? I understand there's a council of elders that you're involved in with as well.
Yes. Rapid City Community Conversation is a Native-led grassroots gathering of people. Anyone in the community is welcome to be a part of the Rapid City Community Conversation. We meet monthly, we talk about, it's a conversation. What are the things going on in our community? How can we be part of the change that we want to see? How can we bring awareness? So people gather, and we've actually opened up our hospital meeting rooms to a number of these gatherings in the evenings where people can come and meet. We talk about things happening. The Council of Elders, there are 7 members of the Council of Elders, and I was blessed when they asked me, Beverly Warren asked me specifically to be on one of the Council Elders, and I am part of that, and we just help to talk through situations. So many different perspectives through the Council of Elders Community Conversations. Community Conversation has subgroups, Healers and Transformers. I'm one of those. They put together the 4-direction, 5-kilometer run, fun, walk, first ever in 2016. You know, about a year after that incident,
yes,
that you mentioned at the hospital, our CEO was actually honored,
yes,
for that, in addition to Beverly Warren and Jim Skull and Bruce Longfox. Those
yes,
were the 4 people that were honored on that day for all the work that they're doing. And we had about 600 people wearing red, white, yellow, black, representing the Lakota medicine wheel, never done before in Rapid City. Natives, non-natives, gathering together at Memorial Park, band shelter. It was glorious. We had our 2nd one last year. Our 3rd one is coming up this year, the 1st Saturday in June. So we just want everyone to come out, be a part of. They can register. Our Eventbrite is up. Rapid City, we just want to change. And I feel so privileged to work for an organization that supports that, that sponsors and says, go out and make a difference, help communities live well. You know, so.
In your time at Regional, have you seen a change in our community then?
I have seen a change. I believe the change began when our CEO spoke at that Solidarity rally, where he said, not on my watch.
Sure.
Not on my watch. We will not have racism. We will not have bigotry. We will not have bad, derogatory comments made towards any human being based on their appearance. Mm-hmm. And so that has helped people step up, watch what they say, reevaluate their unconscious bias.
Sure.
Reevaluate their conscious bias as well.
Thank you very much for your work, Dr. Sandra. I want to thank our sponsors, our producers. I want to thank Prairie Edge for hosting our show tonight, and I want to thank you for making Oyate today a part of your night.
You've been watching Oyate Today, brought to you by Skull Construction.
Yo ha bo